So, my dear brothers and sisters, I'm taking this opportunity to welcome you again to this wonderful, great day. And I was very curious in this video. The brother there is wearing a tie just like mine here. I think our ties just resemble there. Hey, guy, man, we are all inspired to put on the same ties, man. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. So today I'm actually inspired to actually share with you one of the greatest profound events that ever happened. And our leaders of the church happened to visit the birthplace where the church actually started. And for those who may not actually be aware, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints started in 1830. That was April 6th, 1830. That is when the church actually started. And the first congregation, they were meeting in one of the members' house, and this was the Whitmer family. So they were meeting in the Whitmer's home, meeting in the Whitmer's home, and I think that is where a great question was asked. Sorry for that. I kind of have flu and I have some pneumonia because of the coldness, but I pray the Lord will see me through. So what happened is that that is where the profound question was asked by the prophet when members of the priesthood were actually gathering, and they were asked, like, what do they see where this church actually growing. And some of them said that we are seeing the church growing in the entire Palmyra. Others said it will fill the entire state of New York, and others said it will fill the entire, county United States. And then at the end of it all, the prophet told them, none of you has any idea of how the church is, and he said that this church will grow and it will fill the entire world. And that is where now that great statement was also given, a statement that missionaries always they recite every now and then, which is called the statement of the standard of truth. So leaders of the church had an opportunity to visit the birthplace of the church. And without further ado, please join me in actually listening to this.
Latter-day Saints visited one of the earliest historic sites of the church this weekend.
News specialist Sam Penrod is in Palmyra, New York tonight and shows us why this small city remains central to LDS beliefs.
In this quiet community in upstate New York, Latter-day Saints hold reverence for Palmyra because of many events they believe occurred here nearly 2 centuries ago that led to the establishment of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Among them, the first vision, which church founder Joseph Smith received in 1820 at age 14. On Saturday, the Sacred Grove was the backdrop for an online face-to-face discussion with President Henry B. Eyring and Elder Jeffrey R. Holland.
Yesterday, I had the opportunity to spend some time in a few places where sacred events occurred. I would call them miracles.
Beyond the Sacred Grove and the Smith family farm where Joseph Smith grew up, Latter-day Saints also look a few miles down the road to the Hill Cumorah, where they believe Joseph Smith received gold plates from an angel, which was translated into the Book of Mormon and first printed in Palmyra in a building that still stands today. Each year, thousands of LDS members visit Palmyra, where it is evident that faith is still at the heart of the community. And this weekend, church leaders thank community members for always welcoming Latter-day Saints to their city.
They come here because they have a feeling of love for this area. And when they come here, it's not casual for them.
We know we can be kind of conspicuous neighbors sometimes, particularly when the pageant's on. For all the events and tourists and people and young people, senior citizens who come to this community in this upstate New York area, I just thank everybody out there for being understanding and for knowing how strongly we feel about this.
A place where the roots of what has become a worldwide religion had their humble beginnings. Sam Penrod, KSL 5 News, Palmyra, New York.
So, my dear brothers and sisters, that is what exactly it is. That is the most historical place, a place called Palmyra. That is where the home of Joseph Smith was, and that is where Joseph Smith was born, and that is where also he received the revelations. That is the first vision, the experience of the first vision. And of course, that is where also the church started. So it is a place so dear to the members of the church, because that is the origin of the birthplace of the entire church. And that is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And most members of the church hold that place so dearly. And I think a lot of members do visit there because it's a very historical place. And I'm praying someday the Lord will open ways too, that a simple soul like mine from Africa will be able also to visit there, so that I can stamp my testimony and see where the prophet actually received this wonderful revelation, that this wonderful vision. Times are just someday, just visit there and just look there and try to meditate. Probably, who knows, the angel might appear to me. Who knows? Because those areas are sacred. And when I was still in before I joined the church, I was very young, and I was actually, my dad was always telling us to go to church. That was Catholic then, and he was very strict because he wanted us to go through the teachings. And it so happened that I went through a lot of Catholic teachings. And one of the priests told me, and I remember his name, he was Father Alois. He told me that in this world, we have places where they are like center points between the earth and the heavens. And those are the places the Lord will choose to visit his people and talk to them. And I remember he was telling us about the story of Jacob when he was running away from his brother Esau. And Jacob reached at a place and he fell asleep. He slept. And all of a sudden, you remember the dream that Jacob dreamt, that he saw a ladder that is coming from heaven, and angels were going up and down from that ladder. And when Jacob woke up, he realized that this is the entrance to heaven, and he built an altar at that place. So this priest told us that every place, there are center points on earth, whereby those center points are actually a connection of mortality and the celestial kingdom. And I think for God the Father and his Son Jesus Christ to have appeared to the prophet Joseph Smith in that sacred grove, there is something special in that sacred grove. It is one of these connections. That is one of the connections between heaven and earth. It's a center point, so to speak. And I think that place is very sacred, very, very sacred. And people should have an opportunity to visit that place. And I think a temple also needs to be constructed there. A temple needs to be constructed there. Please tell me if there is a temple that has been constructed around that place. I just want to know. Please let me know if there's a temple there that has been constructed. And also pray for me as I strive forth even to save money so that I can be able to visit those temple sites, those wonderful historical sites. My wife and I have actually, we were discussing and we had planned. This was a vision long time ago when we were just still in marriage, and she said there are two places she wants to visit. One is the Great Salt Lake Temple. That is a temple that took 40 years. She just wants to see that temple and feel the walls, the walls that Brigham Young touched. She wants just to feel those walls, you know, such amazing thing, the amazing history sometimes when we read about some of the events that happened during the days of the pioneers and the church members. Very, very encouraging, faith uplifting. They really uplift your faith. Those are the areas that someday, if the Lord will open ways, we may actually be able to visit those areas and see them for ourselves, and even at times offer a prayer there and feel how the prophet actually felt. Otherwise, thank you very much. God bless you. And I'm looking forward also to see you again next time. Thank you very much and have a beautiful day.